Yeah, you already know. I mean, Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Both of them were dripped up during the press conference in LA. Obviously, Wilder always come correct. I'm always interested to see what a brother wear next. Of course, Fury rocking the what is it, fruity suits, but he looks good in them. So at the end of the day, they had a little talk. They had a tremendous respect for each other. It threw me off guard a little bit. I didn't see that coming. I thought they were going, trash talk, but they actually respected each other a lot. They gave each other props. I mean, Tyson Fury on one hand called Wilder the hardest hitter of all time, as he should, because he's fighting him. So if you're going to beat him, you want to get your credit and your props, right? Wilder, on the other hand, he gave Fury his props. Now, what's funny, though, is that during that whole exchange, the Lineal title got brought up, and Wilder said the Lineal title is gonna end with you when I knock your ass out back to the WWE. Now, what I'm saying is, Wilder brought up a great point, which I want you to explain to me. Why is Tyson Fury or Klitschko was the Lineal champion when it should have ended with Lennox Lewis? Because Wilder said it should have ended with Lennox Lewis because Lennox Lewis retired. Nobody beat him. And he was the lineal champ. So if you are the lineal champion, you never got beaten, you retired, how does the title get picked back up? Is it for you to have all the straps or what?
Yeah, and so what happens is that when he retired, basically the kind of crown got broken into like different fragments, and then everybody else got a piece of the crown. And then at one point there was a two-headed monster. There was Vladimir Klitschko and then Vitaly Klitschko. So I think basically they essentially granted Vladimir the undisputed title once his brother Vitaly retired, because Vitaly never lost in the ring. Of course, Vladimir. I mean, lost in the ring after becoming champion. He actually just retired. With those belts. So, but at that time,
so he retired as well. He retired before he even got beat. Because Tyson Fury beat the other twin brother, who was kind of like not the best brother out of the two.
So he skill wise he was the best brother, but like heart and grit wise, it was definitely your boy Vitaly Klitschko. Yeah,
you could continue. I still got to connect it to the studio.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead as we get this call ready. So from my understanding, Vladimir at that time was recognized as the undisputed, particularly once he beat David Haye, because David Haye had beat that big Russian guy and got there. So he was recognized as the lineal champion at that point.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. So it sounds like the title get picked back up and they give it to like who's the most deserving. And it's kind of like the Ring Magazine title, you know what I'm saying, for a Golden Boy. It's just that it's called Lineal, and like I said, you don't really have to defeat the original champ. So it do get picked back up. So Tyson Fury basically stated that he is like the faith of boxing, because Wilder said it doesn't exist. Where is the title? He was like, well, faith don't exist. I mean, religion, belief is like faith. So he the faith of boxing, or he the faith champion, or something like that. Anyways, 337 on the phone. Who this is? Where you calling from? How you doing, AkHi?
Yo, AkHi Professor Nels was good, bro. It's
real rap.
Yeah, it's real rap, man.
So is it real rap or rap critic? Which one is it? Let it be known, huh?
it's rap critic, but I changed my name to real rap, bro. Because to be honest, I ain't listening to this new music anymore, and I don't criticize the young ones. It's their time, man. Yeah. So I was like, look, I'm gonna change my name to real rap, man.
Okay,
keep it real.
Okay, that's what's up. Respect, I like that. I like that touch. How you feeling today?
I'm alright, man. I'm going through it like everybody else with the COVID situation, man.
Oh, man.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to Kobe and his little girl, and all those families that definitely lost their loved ones. But
that was devastating. Yeah.
It was. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to, shout out my dog, before we get into this boxing, man. And I wanted to salute y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, I think y'all was probably having technical difficulties yesterday, but, salute to y'all, man, because, y'all came right back first thing in the morning, bro. Like, that's hard. That's dedication, man.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Real rap. People don't know. Professor Nin got a class in between. You know what I'm saying? We had to squeeze this in. I got a class too. He got to go teach. I got to go learn. You know what I'm saying? We still squeezed it in. So, we grinding.
Yeah, man, that's dedication, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my dog, AkHi, and, salute to my brother, Professor Nims. Let's get into it, bro. I watched the press conference. I saw the Wilder, the Wilder Fury press conference, man. Professor Nims, man, why Fury came looking like he was going to a hillbilly prom, man?
That's the Gypsy King, man. That's the Gypsy. He kind of marched to the beat of his own drum.
All he was missing was a straw in his mouth and a sawed-off shotgun. Man, what the hell going on with this?
Man, Tyson Fury, man, he be trying though.
Too much, man, too much. But I'm waiting for the fight, anticipated. I already know, man, with the way Wilder is, as composed as he is, you know what I'm saying? He got Fury quieter than the church mouse, man. Like, he ain't doing all them antics. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, like whatever higher power he prayed to, man. Man, Fury on it, because he know, man, Judgment Day coming soon, February 22nd.
Judgment Day, oh man, that's perfectly worded. Now, do you believe Tyson Fury stating that he will go straight to Wilder? He gonna take it to him and he gonna knock him out. Like, do you believe that, or you think he's gonna dance around and stuff like that?
Excuse my English, but fuck no. You know what I'm saying? That's all smoke, man. His best chance is, he gonna get clipped, but his best chance is to do that awkward herky-jerky shit. That's his best chance. He ain't got no power, man. His power is on the level of Rock'em Sock'em Robots, man. Like, he ain't got that, he ain't got that type of power to, he
ain't got that one hitter quitter.
Yeah, he definitely don't.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. So, as far as Fury, I'm gonna let him talk. You know what I'm saying? Like Fury's gonna throw out a fake game plan and do something else. He ain't fooling nobody, man. I wanted to touch on.
And who did you call out last week? What was it, my man? Who was it, Professor?
That's a good question, man. Hold on, I don't see him in the chat yet.
Oh yeah,
that was Serrano Boxing.
Serrano Boxing. Okay, so he's not in the chat.
Yeah,
because he said he was gonna call in, but he did reach out to me yesterday.
Yeah,
he reached out to me yesterday. You know what I'm saying? In the comment section saying that he was gonna call in and stuff. But like I said, we did not make it yesterday, so that could be the reason.
Right.
But yeah, okay. I just want to make sure, because we're gonna have to reschedule the rematch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And we want to be fair. Yeah, so it's not like he's necessarily ducking. He did reach out to us.
Yes, sir.
In there.
Yeah, we got another call. I'm gonna call you right back, but real rap, you can wrap it up. Yeah. No, I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about whoever is calling.
Oh, okay, bet. Just touch on Charlo right quick, man. I was in Jamel Charlo. I'm talking about. I was thinking, man, if I don't know if it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, like, y'all probably know, like the history better than I do. But I was wondering, like, would it be possible for Jamel Charlo to pay out J-Rock, to let him get Rosario first, and then J-Rock get the winner of Rosario Charlo?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that way we can go ahead and get that unification there.
I mean, absolutely. Like, there's they call that step aside money, right? So if you're a mandatory and then there's like a bigger fight on the horizon, the problem is that Rosario doesn't want that fight. I want to see that fight. I thought Charlo would be chomping at the bit to kind of get it, but after the fight, they were talking to his manager, and they was like, "Well, we got a couple of mandatories, and basically what they want to probably do is something sort of like a homecoming kind of get just some cherry pick fighters, like let him kind of go
Build
around
his
with the belt,
profile.
kind of build up his profile.
Yeah, he definitely won a hometown fight in the Dominican Republic, kind of represent himself, and you know, it's like when you're a champion from countries like that. You know, it's basically when you win, it's like a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? They idolize you and all that. So he definitely not too interested in Charlo right away. So let's see J-Rock if he could pull it together and beat a guy like Rosario, because the flow and the landscape at 154 is just crazy. I mean, this guy beat Lara. Lara loses to Hurd. Hurd loses to J-Rock. J-Rock loses to this guy. Rosario lost to the same guy that Lubin beat, and Lubin get knocked out by Charlo. The landscape is just crazy, man.
Yeah.
But
and then throwing Harrison, you got him in there, so it's like we're waiting somebody, and that's to me. I thought this was the perfect landscape for Charlo to come through and then just clean out the division, and then this will, to me, I think will really get him on the cusp of being kind of on superstar status. If you clean out that division. You know, of course, the loss to Harrison was a bit of a step back, but I think if he can get all of those belts, then that would go a long way.
Yeah, but I appreciate you, Real Rat. I got a lot of calls.
The love, man.
So, you know, you could call toward the end of the show because we're gonna. I need you to call in for the Charlo topic.
That's a bet. I guess.
Yeah.
I bet. Appreciate it.
So
you could take on. Can you like read?
Yeah. So one thing that I want to say, and hopefully he'll call in, but LCD Boxing HOD. So he does bring up some good points, right?
Yeah.
So he says, fellas, that so Vlad was recognized as the ring champ, which is kind of I'm like because of their association with Golden Gloves, I'm like a little skeptical about them. He said while Vitaly was still the WBC champ. And then Vitaly retired. The ring champ was confused with Lineal. Vlad was never the undisputed. So we didn't say he was necessarily the undisputed. But it says Fury beat the unified and ring champ when he beat Vlad. To be Lineal, you have to beat the man who beat the man. But particularly because nobody had beat the man, I think that they were trying to classify because nobody beat Lennox Lewis, right? So he had all the belts. He retired in there. It was
so
spread
right
around.
There, it get picked back up. That's just basically what it is.
Yeah.
Now we have 404 on the phone. How you doing, AkHi? Where you calling from? State who this is.
What up? What up? Just wake up, Mr. Fresh. Remember to stay to wake up, please. Will you? Calling from the ATL right now, man.
Oh, ATL. What's good?
Wake up. We up early in the morning grinding. How you doing, AkHi?
I'm all right, man. I'm over here on the clock on the 9 to 5, man. I caught y'all a little late, but I'm glad I caught y'all, man. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
Nah, thanks for tuning in.
How
bro.
you feeling?
Hey, man, I'm feeling great, man. But I want to say, man, all right, so we all saying Wilder gonna knock out Fury for real, basically, right?
Well, we haven't said that yet. We
haven't dropped the prediction.
Okay.
We're gonna give our predictions as it gets a little bit closer.
Get closer,
Yeah.
Okay, but is it me or is it like in that last press conference, man? It just seemed like Fury, like, all right, like he already in his mindset, like he know he ain't really gonna, you know, he's not gonna win in that same fashion. Like he know he got to do something else, but it seems like he know he can't really knock Deontay out. You know what I'm saying? So he's just like, he's just like here with it.
Yeah, I think he gonna have to kick in order to win. I don't know, man. The hand thing ain't gonna work for him because he pillow fisted. But nah, just jokes aside, he do have the skill. I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight. I think Deontay Wilder is gonna definitely have to set Tyson Fury up. You know, throw the left hook, throw feints, throw away punches, set him up. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's like, like we know Fury, like we seen Deontay get hurt. We know Fury ain't hurt nobody, not like that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So who you picking?
Been off his feet yet? Oh, no, I'm picking Deontay in this one, man. I feel like Tyson Fury been hit with it, and so now I feel like he, you know, like when you get hit with something, you kind of be looking for it now the whole time. I feel like he's gonna be way more cautious than he was in the first fight, and you know what I'm saying? So I still don't feel like it's gonna be enough.
Yeah. One thing I will say about Wilder, and I think he's great for boxing. I love Wilder. I'm not the kind of like big is just because I'm a kind of a purist when I look at it. So I'm like with his style, I want to see some things, but I will say with his, when he does do rematches, I think this is his third one. He did a rematch against Stavern and then Ortiz, and he usually he comes pretty devastated in his rematches.
Right, yeah, the rematches, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like he feels you, like now he knows where he knows where you at. He knows what you really got. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, all right, I'm about to just walk through these little pillows and just give you this one real quick, and it's over. Like, night for real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Is there anything that you want to close out with before we?
Yeah, I got another question about the 154 division.
Okay,
like,
go ahead.
Y'all seen Hurd, man. What y'all thinking? Y'all think like he could implement this with his regular pressure style, and that might work out better for him? Because he still looked a little like, you could tell he was just getting used to really using this back foot jab, moving more. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think you just gotta work with what God gave you. You know what I'm saying? He definitely ain't getting better as far as defense wise. You could learn a couple different tricks, but one thing for sure, like, defensively he's not the best at that. He's terrible. One thing he could work on is trying to get better at the gym with his skill, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not gonna change. But it's just when it comes, it all comes down to stylistic matchups. If it's a matchup where somebody is his opponent kind of fold under pressure, then Hurd gonna shine that night. But if he has an opponent that's kind of has a tunnel vision and he determined that night, he gonna have a tough time. And that's just how I see Hurd, to be honest, at 154. What you think, Professor Nail?
Yeah, I didn't. One of the things that I saw was troubling was Hurd on the back foot, and I was like, that is never a good look for him. You're not a back foot fighter, so that means just kind of like backing up and like circling. So if he would implement some kind of slick defensive moves while going forward and still keeping that pressure, then I could see that being implemented into his style, right? So sort of, I mean, not like James Toney, because James Toney used to do it against the ropes, but how James Toney was able to kind of, move his shoulders and kind of, parry punches and kind of swing back and forth. I think implement that, but you still got to go forward. That's your style. That's your bread and butter. That's what got you to the top.
Yes. We got to keep the show rolling. Appreciate you for calling in, AkHi. Make sure you tune in next show as well.
Appreciate the love, bro.
Hey, what's good, man?
Finally, you in, AkHi. What's up, man? Finally.
We got you, bro.
Yeah, I'm glad to be up in here, too.
Yeah, go ahead, because we short on time and the computer
we got
about it down.
Yeah, we got about 60 seconds, but go ahead and speak your piece, man. I appreciate you coming in with facts, your knowledge, but go ahead and speak your piece, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, y'all got me when y'all was talking about the Lineal Championship. Now, remember, the Lineal Championship, from down the line started with the NBA belt and then later changed on to the WBC belt.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko when he was the ring champion. His brother actually had the belt, which was the WBC, which followed the Lineal Championship, not Vladimir. But when Vitaly retired, Ring and some media people that work for Ring started calling him the Lineal Championship. They just got confused with Lineal and Ring. There is no Lineal Championship. It's just the ring.
So is the ring? So there's no such thing as Lineal?
No, there is a such thing as a Lineal Championship.
There is a such thing as Lineal, but it ended when
Lennox Lewis retired.
When Lennox Lewis retired.
Exactly. So it's not the same. He's the ring champion. Like, he ain't the Lineal. You know what I'm saying? You gotta kind of. It's kind of like a heritage.
But it's like it has to like pick up at some point.
People at Ring started calling him. It was one of the writers. I can't remember who it was, but they started calling him the Lineal champ. But what they actually meant was he was the ring champion. The media just went with it.
Yeah.
If you follow the LDBC, they break it all the way down and kill the noise.
So who you picking? Who you picking to win the fight?
Out of Fury and Wilder?
Yeah.
I got Wilder, man, because people always talk about how this guy can't box and he's sloppy and this and that, but Wilder got real skills, right?
Hold on. Slow down. So give me, tell me about these real skills, because I don't necessarily see
I'll break it down for you.
Okay.
Now, my uncle was a boxer, right? So I grew up and he was teaching everything. Everybody don't have the best fundamental skills. But what Wilder does have, he got over 40 fights and over 41 knockouts. So he got experience, right?
No, I mean, okay, that's experience, but experience is not necessarily skills.
He got the art of knocking somebody out. Like, he knows how to knock somebody out.
Okay.
Yeah, try to do it as fast as possible, like in a minute, because I'm talking about my computer about to die and I can't do nothing about it.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so the skills that Wilder possesses, he got to be able to deliver that power on point when he's trying to get it. And that's what he do. He set people up, he get them moving to the right by throwing left hooks, and then when they slow up, he jump on them. You know, so he didn't beat every boxer that's better than him. He didn't beat them all.
Yeah,
you gotta have skills to be able to set that punch up, bro. Especially if the other fighter know all you got is the right hand. So he sets them up, and they walk right into it.
Yes, sir.
He might not be flashy, he might not be fundamentally sound, but he is experienced enough, has enough skills to move around and set that punch up and deliver it. And when he delivers a knockout, you can't knock that, man.
Now listen, I'm not knocking his knockout power. If power is a skill, I'll give him that. In there. So to me, against particularly against Ortiz and against some other fighters, what I've seen is when they've easily outboxed him for long parts of the fight, and then when they start to open up, that gives him an opening, so he kind of reacts. But what I think about is certain things like footwork and having a sophisticated jab and. Yeah. You know, just kind of like
I see what you're saying, but you know, skill, you know, timing come into play like Wilder has. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Skill, timing, putting your opponent in a perfect position to land the knockout punch, which, you know, he knows how to paint a perfect picture. You know, it takes time. Sometimes he's sloppy with it, but he get the job done.
I saw him throw one of the ugliest right hands. It was almost like a slap.
It's an eraser. He got a cheat code to the game, which is his right hand.
Underrated.
What? Say it again, boss.
I say his boxing IQ is underrated. You know what I'm saying?
That too. That's something you don't see. And it just happened, and that's why
I'm
you can see it with his result.
result.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, boxing IQ is something you don't see because it's just, you know, he doing things that you don't see outside looking in,
bro, like,
and he make things happen.
I've been around the sport. Like, I understand like subtleties. I just don't.
So you pick a theory?
I'm not gonna get my pick yet.
Our prediction coming soon. So like, you call back AkHi. I just gotta let you go.
I appreciate the love.
We short on time, fam.
Like I say, man, it's all love with these debates. Like, you bringing in knowledge.
I'm stay checking y'all out. Check out my channel, LCD Boxing, man. I'll be dropping videos every now and then. I'm trying to build it up, but
for sure.
What you guys are doing, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you,
AkHi. We'll definitely support you, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, AkHi. So to wrap it up, appreciate y'all for tuning in. We had technical difficulties this episode. Obviously, we were supposed to be live yesterday, but YouTube part, they had a couple issues. I don't know what happened, but regardless of that, we are here today and we made it happen. Of course, subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about a minute. If you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't listen to these casual fans. Obviously, on Split Decision, we offer the book of the truth. So if you do open the book, that's what you get is actually, Split Decision, where we speak about the truth and nothing but the truth. So click on the notification bell to get notified every time we post or go live. Of course, to the left in the blue corner, no other than Professor Nim. To the right on the red corner is AkHi. Professor Nim, let us out.
Only thing I want to say is, if you real men out there, real men and women, is put your guns down, put your gloves up.
And
let's
that's
get
the
it,
theme
and we
of
out.
AkHi. So keep in mind that, like I said, all the Canelo fans, I want y'all to call in, man. We didn't get y'all to call in today. What's up? We want all the smoke, but we want all the love as well. Appreciate all my AkHis. I don't say this enough. I appreciate every single one of y'all. I truly mean it. And may Kobe Bryant rest in peace. Gigi, his daughter. I feel sorry for his family. My condolences goes out to them. And peace, and we out.
We out.